Right, right. Okay, good. Okay, all right. You can also tell me if you think this is any good. This is it's might be echinacea. I had to get that after that. I couldn't get this anymore.
Oh, it tastes better. I
Yeah.
mean, I would not. I wouldn't say better. It's.
If you had to choose one,
Oh, I
one
would
would
pick that one.
this
Yeah,
one?
that's real light.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for more of this stuff. I told them they can't afford to go out of business until they give me about like six more cases. No, no. I was just I was gonna do this because I'm objective. Let's see. Let's see. I'll put it there. Yeah.
So you don't use the green stuff, huh? That's not.
No, I use that. What
No, I mean like the. That's not the good stuff. Then this got to be the good stuff.
But this is yeah. This is
I'm
yeah.
talking about the green. What?
Slippery elm.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You get it from CVS or whatever.
Yeah, I got to just get it where I can.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I used to send away, spend like $100 and get like six at a time.
Really?
They were like $16, $17.
Oh wow.
And then I couldn't get them anymore. So you got a lot of nerve going out of business when I want to call fights. Come on, what?
Call them. Be like, yo, I don't know who you think you are.
selfish. The very definition of selfish.
You are full of yourself. Get your business plan. Get a loan out. Make sure you can give me my case at least once every quarter or something like
So
that.
in other words, it's all about you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it, brother.
Oh,
Transition. Turn this phone back off. Power off. Boom.
this is just a rehearse. We're going to go live in about 3. Okay. Yep. Okay. Just double check. Was this the rehearse or are we going live now?
It's live.
Good. Okay.
I'm here today because I have something to prove.
There's no backing down. I gotta fight.
They're gonna be so scared, and I would be scared of me too.
You hit us once, we hit you 2 times. You hit us 3, we hit you 4.
I want to fight the best. I don't care who's in front of me. I'll fight the best.
You gotta like the heat. I love the heat.
I want to make a name for myself. I want to be somebody.
Somebody might get dropped. Somebody might get knocked out.
And welcome to the Team Boxing League. I'm Dave Bontempo along with Ace Bryant. Just happy that you're with us. We've seen the series develop. One thing that I've seen over the years is people always do fall in love with boxers. Their openness, their commitment, the fact that they want to be the best and fight the best. And they're doing it now in a new format with the one-round fights, with the pursuit of a team championship, with a season, with men and women side by side going after it to do a team concept. We've seen it already, love it so far. And AC, what have been your impressions of what we have seen thus far?
We've seen absolute beautiful harmony dances. It's been crazy, amazing, exciting. Every time I'm watching Team Combat League, even though I coach, I'm sitting on the edge watching. I have my favorites. I'm a fan of a few other fighters that are not on my team. It's been nothing but non-stop action, but it's been very tactical at the same time. It's just not some crazy people just backyard brawling. These are the most complete tacticians in combat sports, and they happen to be fighting under the Team Combat League banner.
What I like studying this is the opportunities for fighters who they're not known at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking at this as a way to get known. And as they emerge and become personalities, you listen to some of the comments, and it's easy to embrace them.
Oh, yeah. So there are some very well-known fighters that have fought under the TCL banner. Michael Hunter, Rashidi Ellis, Jennifer Miranda, Andre Ewell, Yusuf Shin. These are just name a few of them, but there are a lot of fighters who are yet to make that big explosion onto the scene. And Team Combat League is where you can get it, because earlier in the previews and commercials, you'll see they'll tell you, I want to fight the best. I don't want to run. I want to make sure that I get a chance in front of my peers to fight the absolute best that I feel is. And Team Combat League is a position and platform to where you can do that. You have no choice.
Let's take a look at how they are fighting the best and how everything works in the Team Combat League. The 24 action-packed rounds. That means every fight is one round, 1 or 2 matchups per boxers, and we see how the women have impacted this. It's shown
super important to the league, super important to your team.
Knockouts galore in the last fight that we saw them. 10-9 if you win normally, 10-8 if you win with a little dominance, and 10-7 with those knockouts, which were very prominent in that last fight card for Las Vegas.
And what that score doesn't show that is if any one of your opponents are in the money round, that turns into a 4-point victory.
Well, what are those rounds? The launch rounds gets us starters. That's the first 6 fights tonight.
Yep.
The middle rounds, rounds 7 through 12, and then the money rounds 13 through 18. Also called kind of periods. You can relate to the fact that there's a structure and that there is a little bit of a break and that you can always know what the score is. That's interesting for boxing because boxing always had a mystery about what the score is. You know the score here.
Yes, you do know the score. And for some of our fans in Team Combat League, team boxing, we will notice that today is a little short. It's only 18 rounds. That has nothing to do with the teams, but everything to do with some of the fighters in it. There were some injuries. There were some people who just weren't able to compete. And now we've got 18 rounds. But that's 18 rounds of nonstop action. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
All right, let's go to the third member of our broadcast team on the site, Bubba Jenkins. Bubba, how are you, man? You've had quite a night there so far.
Man, I'm doing amazing. It has been quite a night. A lot of celebrities in here, got to meet some of the people, and the action is just anticipating the next couple of rounds. LA and Phoenix.
What about the anticipation in the crowd for what we're going to see? You know, they've seen some other fights already there over the course of time. What kind of comments are you hearing from people when they're seeing this?
Man, they're loving the team concept. They're loving the fact that they got a doubleheader. They just got some good action in Las Vegas, putting on a hell of a show. But now they're ready to see Phoenix, who's making their debut tonight. And everybody's loving the fact that they got one after the other. The quick in and out. The girls come right after the guys. The heavyweights come right after the little guys. It's really, really rapid, and everyone loves that. It's a newer style of boxing.
Hey, Bubba, I know you're aware of the Phoenix team, and as a MMA practitioners yourself at the highest level, Phoenix has a lot of MMA fighters that are fighting on the roster. The few standout MMA stars I can think of is Andre Ewell. How do you feel that the Phoenix team, with that deep MMA roster, how are they going to fare in Team Combat League, Team Boxing League?
Well, 2 things. I love the Phoenix team being here because I'm an ASU national champion. Shout out to my Arizona people, my Phoenix team, and me being an MMA fighter currently and still getting it on. I have a love for those guys getting into this boxing ring and trying to show their hand at it. A lot of things in MMA and boxing are very, very similar. So the striking game isn't that much intricate. You're going to see a little bit of speed change and a little bit of advancement with some of the boxers, but I feel like the MMA guys will hold their own, and we're going to see that from Phoenix because they have a lot of those guys.
All right, thank you, Bubba. I can make one early prediction on this fight card tonight.
What's that?
He will not leave voluntarily. He's having too good a time. He's got the best seat in that house. We have the best seat in this house, and we are going to go to our first commercial break. Back with so much more of this action-packed card as we come to the other side of this team combat boxing version. Coming at you straight ahead. Stay with us. Balance of Nature is a proud partner of TCL. As a preferred customer, get 35% off your first set when you use code FIGHT. Go to balanceofnature.com or call today. Dave Bontempo and AC Bryant with you. We can't wait to get it started. And we're going to go into the launch rounds of our fight card tonight. It's all starting, getting excited.
Excited.
You can feel the anticipation building. Let's get to know the fighters and get started.
Los Angeles, let's make the UCC Arena as loud as possible. How we feeling tonight? We are live on Merit TV for another special event in the evolution of boxing. And right now, TCL would like to thank Executive Officer Andy Foster and Commissioner Peter Villegas and the California State Athletic Commission for hosting this truly incredible event.
Okay.
And also to our amazing sponsors, Balance of Nature, Climax Moonshine Fire number 32, and Serenity Springs Recovery Center. But without further ado, we have two teams that are fired up and ready to prove their dominance. So to everyone in attendance and everyone watching on Merit TV, welcome to Team Combat League! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This is the first fight for them in franchise history. Coached by Sonny Gutierrez, the Phoenix Fury! And their opponents, fighting out of the red corner, coached by Manny Robles, your Los Angeles Elite!
Being rational, give them them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. Few that'll really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on it. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G-pad, watching do it. We survived outside, all from the music. What? They like, what he on? This the Alpha and Omega. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a gone. Need you a man, baby. I don't understand, baby. Pay your bill and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction. That's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird hands, baby. It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. Few that'll really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on it. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made it. Man, yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G-pad, watch do it. We survived outside, all from the music. What? Hey, turn this TV off. Ain't with my type activities, then don't you get involved. Hey, what? How many shit I seen? Send them all. Take a risk or take a trip. You know I'm tripping for my dog. Who you with? Couple sergeants and lieutenants for the get back. This revolution been televised. I fell through with the knickknacks. Hey, young, get your chili up. Yeah, I meant that. Hey, black out. If they act out. Yeah, I did that. Hey, what's up, though? I hate them. Just hating on them. Can they both? I hate them. Hating on them. And they both broke. If you ain't coming for no chili, what you come for? Feel like he entitled cause he knew me since a kid.
Being team captain.
All right, so we're just moments away from getting started. Rory Bavar and Paige Gilbert will be our first bout. Remember, interesting for the women, 3-minute rounds, nowhere else do you have this, and this is with state commissions going along with the whole idea. All right, the Balance of Nature launch rounds lineup. This is how the first 6 fights look. This is what you're going to see. Normally I would say that's over a long time, but this will be bing, bing, bing.
Bada bing, bada bow.
That's right. You want bing? We have bing.
Only in team combat leagues is 18 rounds considered a short night.
Yes. We just got here.
We just got here. And listen, dude, it's due to injury and some outside factors that there's only 18 rounds. But like I said, Coach Sonny wanted to make sure that he put on a show and get his experience for his fighters. So this is win, lose, or draw. They need this experience, and they're going to go back either with a victory or a lesson. No losses for them.
All right. Time has come.
Paige was an all-star on the Dallas team last year. To see different fighters on different teams fighting under different banners, I think is really, really good. Coaches recognize quality talent, and they start recruiting hard. And like I said, our first Southpaw Orthodox matchup of the night.
All right, will we see the women making that power impact as Vavar with some good straight right hands.
A nice 2-3. Nice 2-3. Paige is a southpaw, but I'm noticing right now, the second time in a row, when she pulls in and she pulls out with that right hand down. That's setting up that check hook.
Vavar ducking and getting inside and then coming up on top to try and finish the shot.
Nice combo.
That is some honest hard work in there.
Listen, the females in Team Combat League are some of the most action-packed fights in competition, in the matches.
As you saw quickly, the on-deck circle.
Nice action, nice combo. LA out there dominating. Paige is still in this fight. Nice jab with Paige. Nice tight guard. She's starting to get warmed up. She's starting to get her swag. I like that parry.
Does she have the time?
Using that jab to pull down that other jab opponent and pull that too.
Vavar from the outside.
Nice check hook by Paige. It's a little rough and tumble.
Heads came together.
Yep. Typical in a Southpaw Orthodox matchup. Phoenix being in the maroon and silver. LA in the white and gold with turquoise trim.
Well, it was Vavar early and Gilbert late. translate to the end?
We'll see.
My thought was if Favre had done just a little more.
I think me and you both said that one of the harder jobs in Team Combat League is being a judge.
Here we go. Favre working the body. These are punitive shots.
Yeah.
And these can be difference makers.
Nice defense by Page.
And then she got her. Gilbert getting a momentum later.
It was an ebb and flow.
And your winner of round 1 by the score of 10-9, Rory Leon.
Very close fight. Very close fight.
I think it's as we had it.
Yeah.
Favre got that early lead.
Yeah.
And that was enough to withstand. All right, so 10-9. The Elites off to a good start.
Connor making his Team Combat League debut. Most of the fighters under Phoenix's banner will be making a Team Combat, but there are a few veterans. Paige, there's also Leanne Calderon. Christian making his second season under the LA Elite banner.
Connor Gold coming in and getting some good pressure, and he's got his hands up. So one of the things we've noticed from the young fighters in their first time, they come in aggressive, but then they get hit.
Yeah, then they get hit and they understand, okay, well, this guy isn't just going to lay down. Slip, that was a slip, that was a slip. I like Connor's aggressiveness, but he's a little too fidgety, and when he's throwing that upper, when he's throwing those hooks, he's dropping his hands.
And you can see his opponent
taking advantage of it. Yeah. Christian has been in this. He's been in this league. He understands what it takes. He's out of that Manny Robles gym. They're going to see top-level sparring all the time. So a little pressure. You see it settling down. We still got 2 minutes left. Switch to southpaw.
Yeah, Tinoco has gotten more comfortable.
Yeah.
Took time to settle in.
That was a sneaky lead, too. Nice body shot.
Good work on the inside. Good left hook.
Connor is being aggressive, but Christian is landing the more effective shots.
There's the coaching.
Nice and sharp. No waste of good body shot. I think that might have hurt Connor.
Here comes Tinoco.
He needs to break tough. He needs to understand. He needs to move around. No approach.
He's like a freight train in that last sequence.
He needs to recover. He's got more than just his team. It's more than just his pride on the line. It's his team. This is why Coach Sonny wanted this competition to go through. He needed this experience.
I really like the poise Tinoco was showing because he's doing his work and getting out. It could be easy to leap in and try to do more, but he's staying within what he thinks is working for him.
Because a win in Team Combat League is a win. You don't want to give up an easy win because you don't get another 8 or 6 rounds to get that victory back, you know? This isn't a Mayweather or Tank Davis fight where you want to get 4 rounds away so you can learn your opponent and then attack him because each round matters. You've got to win those rounds.
You learn that you've got 3 minutes as you look at the on-deck
I like
warm-up situation going on.
Christian is placing those shots really, really well. He's real confident. He's got his swag. It's in turning off some of Connor's aggressiveness.
Well, his accuracy on the inside has been the most definitive aspect of this first fight.
And the fighters in the corral, the fight crowd, cheering on their teammates, something totally different. Because it really matters. It really matters in Team Combat League. You need your team. Connor finished strong. He got that first experience. I know he's going to go back if he comes back tonight, and he's going to make sure that he adjusts properly.
All right, Bubba, we've seen 2 fights. What's the atmosphere there, man?
Man, it's going down. LA is definitely in a home advantage. The crowd is going crazy for it. Every punch that LA gets, you can barely hear me talking. LA is definitely in the building, and they're making their home team definitely feel their presence.
All right. got themselves a nice lead.
Hey, Bubba, what is the atmosphere with the Fury?
The Fury is a little bit overwhelmed. It's their first fight out here, and obviously they're making their debut. So they're definitely got to get a little bit of the jitters, the first round jitters out of the way. They're in a little bit of a hole.
Absolutely right. Absolutely get the jitters out the way. Thanks, Bubba.
All right, so we move ahead.
Leanne Calderon. She's been on 3 teams. She's been on the San Antonio Snipers of season 1 and the Dallas Enforcers. Now she's back in Team Combat League fighting with the Fury.
And we're going to mention here that due to commission regulations, we're back to 2-minute rounds on the women for this one.
Okay.
We saw 3-minute rounds other times.
Nice overhand. I like that. I like that. Now look, Leanne Calderon is taking in a lot of knowledge. She's going against one of the best fighters, regardless male or female. Lopez is one of the best fighters in Team Combat League history. And Leanne Calderon is very game. Leanne just fought maybe about 3 weeks ago, so she's knocking off the rust, getting used to this. I like that switch into a southpaw stance. Very sneaky. Lopez is stalking her, walking her down, doing exactly what she needs to. Leanne is being very unpredictable. Nice hook.
And for Calderon, it's taking her too long to load up.
Yeah.
And part of that is the pace of the fight, the speed.
Lopez has been there, done that. She understands that what it takes to be successful in Team Combat League. It's a good body shot. Leanne needs to finish strong. Still in the game. Lopez is staying focused. She's concentrating on the body. Nice body shot. There you go. Good straight punch.
You tell Lopez it's a 2-minute fight, and she's gliding.
She's like, oh, I'm ready.
If a knockout comes, it comes, but she's being smooth and stylistic.
Calderon is eating that too, but she's, good jab with Calderon. Great overhand right. Good back and forth battle. I wonder what the judges are going to say. Would it be Calderon's elusiveness and the fact that she was being very creative, or would it be the consistency of Lopez?
Look, Calderon, she lands a big shot there at the end. She's thinking, I wish I had another minute.
Another minute or so.
But I think the speed inside of Lopez might be the deciding factor.
Listen, that round to me, it could have went either way. So there's no bad calls in Team Combat League history. I think we've been calling for this our doubleheader right here. We had one fight that might have been a kind of, but this has been, they've been accurate. These judges are doing a great job.
The speed, every punch mattered in that last fight.
Yeah, it did. Joseph
Rivas and Dominguez.
Joseph is an MMA fighter making his Team Combat League debut. And with Coach Sonny, you can tell that what he's trying is something new. He's seeing good. Because he knows MMA fighters are used to engaging, and they're going to throw a lot of punches and bunches.
We've got 3 minutes to work with, so Rivas coming out strong.
And we all know that the first round in any boxing match, everybody's super competitive. And in Team Combat League, everything is the first round, so everything is super competitive.
It's the first round and the last round all the time.
It is. Joseph Rivas with some creative punching. He likes the inside. Domingo with a good hook.
Will that turn the fight? We now see some roughhousing, some tying up by Rivas.
Good uppercut overhand with Dominguez. This is another southpaw orthodox matchup. I believe that's been 4 in a row, David.
Yeah, it's prominent. It works for this.
It's either you're being creative as a southpaw or you're a southpaw killer. Good. Dominguez with those check hooks. Rivas need to bring that left hand up.
Dominguez has taken control.
Yes, he is.
The second minute of this fight.
We may have our first stoppage of the fight. I mean, Rivas is very game. He's very strong.
You know, sometimes we think that 3 minutes is a sprint, but for Rivas, in this case, it's a marathon because he started out quick and it went away.
If you relate the 3 minutes in boxing, really the pace that you need to hold and the speed you need to hold is equivalent to an 800, a half a mile. It's the longest dash in track. And so you got to have some speed and endurance. And in boxing, you need this both. This is, the 800 is equivalent to this one round right here.
I think what's been interesting to watch all night is how fighters come back after the start of the fight doesn't go their way.
Dominguez seems to be slowing down a little bit. This might be playing into the advantage of Rivas. I mean, Phoenix has a good team. They got some things they need to work on, but if you can eat a shot like that and walk through it, whatever works, he'll eat one to give 3.
All right, so now we've got Rivas pressuring.
And I think Rivas is giving as good as he's getting.
So you want to be a judge, huh?
No, not at all, not at all.
That was a burst all the way through.
Every round in Team Combat League is a championship round. This is what this league is all about. Non-stop action, two great and skillful opponents going back and forth. 3 minutes to impose your will and your skill.
Show up in every fight, and have moments where it looked like they could win. And we saw a lot of resilience from LA in every one of those fights.
I think regardless of the outcome, Phoenix is going to go back to their home and understand that, hey, we belong in this league. Regardless if we're new, we belong in this league.
All right, Alan Medina and Angel Munoz.
Alan Medina is a former All-Star from Season 1, part of the Las Vegas Hustle original team, and now he's making his second-year debut under the Phoenix Fury banner.
And Munoz is 7-9, so he's had experience. Let's see how those numbers play out.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Munoz was on the... Nice jab. Munoz was on the team last year for LA.
So now, when it becomes lefty versus lefty, how does that change stylistically from what we've been talking about?
Well, really, now you can't use the angles. And what worked for you, 90% of your defense, I feel, when you're southpaw or orthodox, is always going to the outside of your opponent's jab. You can't use that tactic right now. I feel like when you're southpaw versus southpaw, that overhand too lands a little bit more often because it's coming from an awkward angle. It's normally the jab hand of your opponent. Now that it's back and now it's coming with bad intentions, they normally lean into getting hit with that.
So it's a different scenario when it's lefty-lefty.
Yeah. Southpaws are every time you see a lineup versus a southpaw, you always cringe a little bit, going, oh, it's going to be a tough night. Southpaws feel the same thing about southpaws.
Yes.
They're like, oh, no, not another southpaw.
Why do I have to fight a southpaw?
Why do I have to fight a southpaw? Medina showing his experience. Great high guard.
Good shots here from Munoz.
Still got a minute and a half. Starting to slow down. Everybody's settling in their pace right now. Coach Manny coaching Munoz, giving him all the advice that he needs. I know that's got to be a great training camp. Oh, great straight two by Medina.
Another example we're seeing that sometimes we think that for a fighter 3 minutes is not enough, and sometimes it's more than enough.
Nice
to make a
uppercut.
case.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And Medina doesn't have a very robust traditional professional boxing record, but he is showing his skills that he's ready to burst out on the scenes on the professional boxing scene. Team Combat League is this is a different platform. This allows you to finish. If I'm a promoter, if I'm a manager, I want to get my fighter in Team Combat League because I get to see what they're good at, what they're not good at. I get some free exposure. My fighters get decent pay, and by the time they're done with their season, they'll have at least 18 rounds against all different types of talent, and they're ready for the professional ranks. I think Alex Medina is pulling this out. He's been really consistent. David, I feel like he's been really consistent with all his shots. He's been doing just a little bit more than Munoz has.
Good last minute.
Yeah.
Medina. Let's see how the judges break this down.
And listen, that welterweight division, which is 147 pounds, is a very tight competitive division. If we saw from the Boston versus New York and Atlanta versus Nashville, the 147s bring all action and skill.
So we saw some good action from Medina. Will Phoenix get on the board?
I think they did. I think Phoenix finally got on the board. And the atmosphere and the I think the mindset of Phoenix is they just need to do their best. They need that experience in Team Combat League.
And Steven Barola. We got some big boys.
Our heavyweight showdown, first of the night. Any given shot can go.
205 plus.
Another southpaw. Well, this is our back to southpaw orthodox matchups.
So immediately we see a tie-up, trying to impose the will.
And Garola is an MMA fighter. Again, with Coach Sonny's choices of fighters, he's picking fighters who don't mind fighting in smaller gloves and getting hit. And not scared of a punch. And you can see it right now that they will walk through fire so they can land their shot.
Well, he's trying to impose his will with strength, and that will be a slip.
Okay.
Designation. But basically, he's trying to use his brawn, is Garola.
He is going to force that square through that circle peg. Garola is just, hey, I'm just going to muscle it through.
This is the shoehorn effect for Garola.
Yeah.
Get it in there.
We still, you know what's crazy, David? We still have 2 more minutes of this action. Now, can Garola, can he maintain it? Because if not, Costa's going to take over. Whoa! I like that hook right there.
The power there from Garola.
Yeah. That overhand right is coming with bad intentions.
And why it didn't land, it was telegraphed to an extent, giving just enough time to get out of the way.
Listen, in Team Combat League, some of the skills that you need to be successful is, one, you have to have the feint game. Your feint game is going to allow you to be able to pause your opponent just enough so you can land whatever shot you're going to try to throw. You got to pull that forearm out. Ref is allowing the fighters to fight.
I was just going to say, this is interesting. Some referees would be interjecting themselves too much, but this one is allowing them to settle it.
To fight it out. It's fights, yeah.
And we see some of this is a little bit of time buying.
Yeah.
Some of this is to try to push the opponent back and catch him off the break.
Now, Garola, is it a stalling tactic? Because right now, it looked like he might have blew his load. You know, he might not want to give Costa that opportunity to take advantage and show his traditional boxing skills.
Then the question is, you're asking yourself, how much am I ahead?
Yeah.
If I'm ahead, how much
Little
who had the
showboat.
opportunity to buy time and try to kill the clock.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
They are going for it. They understand 15 seconds. Even though they look tired, they're still throwing.
I mean, even though Garola could be calling a press conference before he throws that right hand, he's still putting everything into it. And you can tell the honesty in that.
Yeah. Good fight, good fight, good fight.
They left nothing in the tank.
They left nothing in the tank. Left nothing in the tank. The camaraderie.
This could be a key point for Phoenix if they get it.
The camaraderie, the sportsmanship in Team Combat League is like no other.
All right. Key verdict. Who got it?
And your winner by a score of 10-9, Levi DiCosta.
Listen, it's a close call. You know, they went with probably the more tactical fighter. And listen, you don't take. There's no loss in this for the Phoenix. There's just a lesson. They got to understand that you may be an MMA fighter, but you got to be a little more cleaner when you pick your shots. They don't count the aggressiveness if you're just pushing people. You know, so they want you to land punches on your target.
Perceived aggression is not always effective aggression.
This is correct.
It looked like he was pressing the pace, but what was happening on the inside with the little stuff, that made a big difference in this fight, and so that helped pad the lead.
Yeah,
the home team.
And you know, the judges are there. They get to see every little detail that we don't. And so, you know, I'm sure they made. I'm not sure. I know they made the right call. This has been a great outing for Phoenix. They deserve to be in the league. Throw out the window that the fact that they're new and they got a new team. No, they showed that they need to be here. Every round we've seen has been very, very close, and we weren't. I would say we weren't surprised, but at the same time, if they went the other way, we wouldn't have objected for that as well.
All right, so Phoenix has shown up, but it's a good start for LA. Each side has carried something out of this, and we're getting ready to go to the middle rounds. Stay with us. We'll get right to that.
Yeah. So season 1 was 18 rounds. So season 1, everybody did 18 rounds.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Springs Recovery Center, a place for recovery and self-discovery. That gets us kick-started into the middle segment of our fight card tonight, getting ready for the middle rounds after a good start for LA and a representative start for Phoenix.
Look, you know, Phoenix is making their Team Combat League debut. They want to make sure that they want to be the most competitive they can be. I know Coach Sonny has got those fighters ready to do what they need to do, and they're doing this for experience. LA has the experience. Now, Phoenix isn't objecting a win. You know, they want to make sure they can give their best example of what Phoenix has to offer in boxing, and for sure put on a show for their fans back in Phoenix.
And so far, every one of the fights for them has been winnable, but they just haven't been able to close the door, and that points to the experience you were talking about.
Yeah. You need experience in Team Combat League on how to finish strong. That last fight that we just saw with Grola, that he was super aggressive, but he just didn't do just enough for the judges. And the one win came from a Team Combat League veteran on the Phoenix team. So he understood how to maintain the round, how to win it in the middle, the beginning, and especially at the end.
All right. Our man at ringside, Bubba, how is the crowd reacting to the fast lead by LA in the launch rounds?
Listen, the crowd is reacting very favorably. I feel like the coaches over here at Phoenix got a little bit of the crowd favoritism. They got those funny looks on their faces whenever they get the hearing of who won. But I understand what they're seeing and understand what they're feeling. A couple of these rounds could go either way, and LA is coming out with a lot of the victories.
All right, so they're delighted and we're getting ready for the middle rounds, huh?
Yeah, getting ready for the middle rounds. They got to come out with some sense of urgency. They are the new team. We are here in LA, and LA is definitely showing their home advantage. But a lot of these fights are really, really close. Some of these fighters need to turn it into boxing. They have a lot of MMA guys on their team, and they're winning the fight, but they're not winning the boxing match. They need a little bit more strategy and a little bit more urgency.
Well put, Bubba.
All right, so let's go to the Balance of Nature lineup for the middle rounds. Take a look at who we're going to be seeing in this level. Some we've already seen, Paige Gilbert. So getting back and taking another shot as we go for our next 6.
Listen, for all the fans who are watching, the middle rounds are almost the most important because they set up on what you're going to do in the money rounds. Are you going to go for the home run? Are you going to establish a nice jab? Are you going to maintain your lead? The middle rounds are the most important in Team Combat League in any competition.
So if you're Phoenix and maybe you're trailing by 5, what if you slice that to 3 before the money rounds?
What you want to do is gain as much ground as you can on your opponent, so when the money rounds come in play, your anchors can do exactly what they need to do.
You get a look at Paige Gilbert, who fought earlier.
I wouldn't mind watching that fight again. That was a good fight. And we get to see it again. Again, some of you may be used to the 24 rounds, but again, due to some injuries and outside issues, we were not able to have 24 rounds, but we were able to get 18 rounds, and this is nonstop action.
Yes, and for the women tonight, it's the 2-minute rounds. They already went at it once. Guevara won the first time.
Yeah.
And she won it with the beautiful recovery here. Quick turnaround. Gilbert is pumped.
She is ready. Coach Sonny came and coached them up, said, hey, let's step on the gas.
Well, she caught Guevara, which is something we expected that she might be able to do with her height and power. And where she got outmaneuvered on the inside the first time they fought, she has adjusted, fighting strong on the outside.
Now, this is Paige's second year in Team Combat League. She is absolutely showing the fact that she knows what it takes to win in Team Combat League. She went back. We just saw a few rounds ago, and she immediately adjusted. You know what, David? This gives me some, I don't want to say it, but the type of action we're getting in these females is almost a 2 famous females, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano type of level of nonstop action. But we're getting it in one round in small doses.
What would this mean for the Phoenix team if Gilbert could put a topper on this with a KO?
Well, within one punch, they could be down by just 1 point.
Maybe they're going to get a 10-8 with this.
Well, for sure they should get a 10-8.
which would slice it to 3.
Now, what is Gilbert doing? Is she leaving? Is she leaving points in the ring? You know, they could use those extra points later on down the road. You know. So even though she did win, she did get that knockdown. The question is, did she not do enough to get the second knockdown, which would have gave them 3 points?
If she had another minute to work with, what might have happened?
Yeah, never know.
Part of the angles.
Yeah.
Here was the big dynamic punch of the fight. Oh, she knew it too.
Yeah.
Let's see how she set it up. Boom. Right behind the look of the jab that wasn't a jab.
Yeah. When you're facing a southpaw, or when you are a southpaw, sometimes throwing that straight right, you gotta put a little circle curve on it so it'll go behind your opponent's high guard, and that's exactly what Paige did. Paige is an elite amateur, and now she's an elite professional in Team Combat League format.
Well, 2 points for Phoenix.
Yeah.
Into the match, and a lot of emotion coming out of Paige Gilbert. Now the question is, could that possibly spill over to her teammates?
The middle rounds are to me, one of the most. It's the meat and it's the potatoes. It's the of the Team Combat League format. You need to win those money rounds or put your team in contention to win. And right now, starting off, seems like Paige is doing that exactly.
Pivotal matchup now, Leanne Calderon and Nazarena Romero. Calderon and Romero with Phoenix now having made some noise.
Yeah. Calderon already being warmed up. I wonder if that plays in her favor. Nazarene Romero making her Team Combat League debut. And she, I don't like the way she's telegraphing those shots. She's pulling them.
Good short right hand getting in from Calderon.
If Calderon can time it and punch right down the middle of Romero pulling that shot, she might be able to surprise a lot of people.
Looks like she's trying to do exactly that. Just missing a couple times, but always trying down the middle. One gets in. Good body shot.
Got to thread the needle right there.
And the interesting thing is keeping your mind on your work. Well, okay, maybe not the big shot is getting in, but you're working every second.
Every second. Yeah.
You're sprinting, you're getting the lead.
Yeah. And Calderon is very game. She's a very game opponent. She is not content with just taking the shot. She wants to win. She's in it to win it every round, every second.
So Calderon trying to produce a shutdown round for LA.
Romero was able to find a home with that straight 2 and that check hook. Calderon just a little bit more head movement, and those shots would be whizzing right past her.
This has been a marksmanship difficulty for Romero.
Yeah.
Cannot, it may look easy in the gym. You may feel like you're connecting. You get in the ring, and all of a sudden, you're missing by 6 inches. You're missing by a second and a half.
Yeah. Calderon with that European right, where they throw that right hand and they end up being into southpaw.
Well, Calderon was a sharpshooter by comparison, and we'll see if the judges agree. This would be a significant point for LA.
Oh, yeah.
To stop the momentum generated from the Gilbert victory. As you take a look at fighters waiting on deck, boom, you bring them right in.
I know, yeah.
You don't even introduce them so much in the middle of the ring. It's from off the ring. By the way, it's this person, go.
Go.
And your winner of the 8th round by a score of 10-9, Nazarena Romero.
Well, she was able to score in that one.
All right, Abel Mendoza, 41-0 in his professional career, making his Team Combat League, not debut, it was his second season. He was with Dallas, now he's with Arizona.
And Jose Rodriguez, as we take a look at the score, how Phoenix tightened it. LA able to shut that momentum in the last fight.
But they're still, you know, that knockdown really did kind of put them within one round away from tying it up. If able to pull away a knockdown or a knockout, that would raise that lead of LA.
Or if they could just make it a manageable deficit after the middle round.
Yeah.
Those money rounds would be very interesting.
Abel Mendoza, a veteran of 41 fights, no losses. Taking his time. He's been in the ring with a lot of people. A lot of rounds behind that name.
Yeah, we see him pressuring and then being able to move off to the side.
And, you know, David, listen, this has been nice, and it's only 3 points behind, so this could change the momentum in one punch. It could change momentum.
Well, we talked at the beginning of the middle rounds about what a table-setting opportunity this is. Now, for Phoenix, we got the big win by Paige Gilbert. Now they have to try to build on it, not lose ground.
Yeah. And it's crazy. We're talking about momentum swings and lead changes and stuff like that. You know, you could win with one round, you know, a three-point punch, but that happens in Team Combat League because of the fact that you got multiple people fighting multiple rounds. One round, each round matters. In this format, the one round per opponent for 24 rounds. This makes it very palatable for the non-traditional boxer fan to watch. But people like Abel Mendoza and Jose Rodriguez, with the skill they have, traditional boxing fans can also enjoy it as well.
They see the technique, they see the slipping, the feinting.
Yeah.
That's a slip.
That's a little veteran move too, especially when you get tired, somebody push you down, you just go down with it.
Place we talked about you don't want to be is in that corner. We've seen very little of this.
He must have heard you, David, because he's fighting right out. Great jab. Whoa.
And we've noticed the referees are trying not to be over-influential. They don't want to take points because these are short fights.
Yeah.
You cannot afford a referee's point deduction. It's just the same as a knockdown.
But you know, but the refs are they're not scared to deduct because you still have to be professional. And you know what, David, what you said was, you know, Abel is going against the grain and he's walking himself in that corner. Not good, especially with the last 10 seconds. I want to see what the judges are going to be looking at.
You cannot convince the judges that you were the aggressor when you were in the corner, unless you're able to look like you were toying with your opponent.
Yeah. Now listen, even in this is his first fight of the season. We have 26 weeks of this. Well, now 25 more weeks of it. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You get to watch it on Merit TV. Download it anywhere you download your apps. On Merit Plus, take Team Combat League anywhere you go. Don't want to miss the action. If Abel didn't do good this round, or his opponent didn't do good, they can go back, look at their fights, and improve because they have another 7 more opportunities to get better.
And I think you're going to learn a lot from your first one.
Yeah. Wow. So he did enough in the earlier rounds.
So now Phoenix creeping back, and that keeps this very manageable for them with 3 fights to go. Which means that this will still be competitive when we hit to the money round.
Very competitive. Now, what we're about to see is one of the best light heavyweights in Team Combat League right now, Angel Lozano out of out of LA. I know he just came out of Dubai in a training camp. And he just had a fight maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Going up against Rodriguez. Showed a little experience right there where he took the glove and took his opponent's hand down.
Yeah.
That's skill. A little bit of a veteran move, and it's an indicator. that he is composed.
And Lozano's fighting with more than just his team. He lost his father last year, and so I know Lozano is fighting to make sure that his dad is proud of him. And I know he is. He's looking down on him, very proud of his son.
So many personal stories, so many motivational factors that you don't always see, but they're deep inside the individuals.
Oh yeah, you can tell that Lozano has picked up his game, and he appreciates everything that he has right now, and the fact that that happened, that most people will break down, but he is picking up his game and pushing even harder. I like that overhand right. Look at the pressure he's got.
I like the spacing of it. I like where he was on the floor with it.
Oh yeah, he's keeping on the outside jab. He's using his jab. I think he's used his jab more. Yeah, wow, nice combo. Nice 1, 2, 3. He's just outside. Lozano is just a little bit too experienced right now.
He is breaking him down right now.
He's taking away space, he's giving space.
And you have to like the poise of slipping the punch and then shuffling quickly to the side. So if he needed to shift to offense, he could have there.
Oh yeah. And he's got some slick little moves. He's feigning really good, attacking the top, attacking the head, and then slipping right to the body.
So one of the advertisements he's giving people is there's no reason to outlaw the jab.
Yeah.
We've seen this many times tonight.
No,
they're attacking it like it's one of the unwritten rules. You can't jab. Look what happens when you do.
Yeah, he's showing you what you can do with it. Oh, nice little shoulder roll. These are the skill set displayed that traditional boxing fans would really appreciate. The small nuances.
Yeah.
The head movement, the shoulder roll, you know, the jab, the use of the jab, up and down. He's been attacking Rodriguez top and bottom, head and body. It's almost like a throwback. Nice body shot right there. I like that. I like that 6. Uppercut, lead uppercut, split Rodriguez's high guard.
All right, so Phoenix sounds off. Los Angeles answers. I think that was clear, but we'll have to wait for the final verdict. So does Angel Lozano restore that 3-point lead?
We shall see. That was a display of skills. Like I said, he showed everything he needed to show and a lot more in that one round.
And your winner of round 10 by a score of 10-9, Angel Lozano!
Well, they got that right, but Bubba, we have seen a lot of life from the Phoenix team in these middle rounds.
Absolutely, we're getting interrupted by the boxing action. As you see, I'm in the middle of it. They are going on. Phoenix is coming back at the middle rounds. They did a good job of getting a little bit of that comeback action back.
Good moves to get out of the ring.
If Bubba needs to, Bubba can handle himself, but he's dressed too nice. He doesn't want to mess up that $2,000 suit he got on.
He doesn't want to test the 3 knockdown rule tonight.
No, not tonight.
All right, so fourth, these teams go. Charles Pugh for Phoenix, Keelan Bradford for the LA Elites.
Bradford is walking in. Bradford is walking in with that 2. He's bringing that right leg all the way forward. I don't really like that so much. The action's kind of settled down. There you go. Oh, I like that. Nice body shot.
It's one thing to try to bull and tie up once in a while, but if it becomes the complete strategy, the judges are probably not going to reward you.
Charles is using it. Well, right now the clinch game he's working on his clinch game. But he's using that jab really, really effectively. It's like a jab hook, like he's pawing, he's coming over. He must see that Bradford's right hand is down, or he's anticipating it is going to go down. He's coming
right hand here.
He's coming over the top on everything.
But Pugh is not able to lower those shots.
No.
That's another interesting thing about the one round. You know, in a longer fight, you might get your spacing down, you might get your accuracy down, but if you're a little off and you're not clicking, you run out of time.
Taking chances, taking effective chances, being, understanding what's happening in front of you, being able to, you want to be the fastest computer with the fastest processor out there. You want to take that data, you want to break it down and move effectively. Whoa, nice two. Right now.
Shot by Pugh.
Yeah. It got caught was when Bradford switched to southpaw. You know, as a coach, when I see somebody switch to southpaw, I question, have they trained that, or is that a sign of them being tired or being frustrated?
Sometimes you convey a weak signal.
Yeah, you do.
Do that.
Yeah. If you're not known for that, then that shows either you're tired or you're...
Oh! By Pugh! Opportunity!
Now, here comes your TCL advantage. Not TCL advantage, TCL's experience. You don't want to smother that.
No.
You want to jab in.
He cut himself off.
Yeah, he cut himself off. He left those points out. Now, look, if that would have been a TCL veteran, they know. Jab in, finish the round. Oh!
Big shot again.
Bradford. What you don't want to show is how good of a chin you have, but Bradford is able to show that he has a one heck of a chin.
So he might be a fighter who could work a fighter down and stop him later, but unable to harness that into a one-rounder here. But he probably is going to walk away with a win.
No.
Good shot by Pugh, another right hand.
Nice 3-2. And when he heard him right there, he saw that and he jumped on it, but he should have been a little bit more patient. Jabbed in. And we've been saying all gas, no brake. That time he should have braked it just a little bit. Just
getting tight.
It is.
It's getting tight. Phoenix is right in this match.
And listen, to come away to still be in a match against the LA Elite at this point, that's saying something.
The money rounds are really going to be money.
And they're doing exactly what I need to do. You know, they're doing exactly what they need to do in the middle rounds. Chip away from that lead to make it to where their money round guys and women are able to dominate, and their wins mean something. You don't have to always go for a knockout. You just have to jab and win. Now we just saw Costa. He's going against a new opponent against Phoenix.
Supel now. So this is important for LA to maintain a little bit of a margin going into the money rounds.
Yeah.
And Phoenix, now this is a team sport in which you can sense probably confidence sweeping across the whole team.
Yeah. Nothing makes you feel better if somebody overperforms. As a coach, you're like, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. Now look, I believe Phoenix, Costa, he just faced his previous opponent, which is very similar style, but he's already prepared and warmed up for this. So I think you're going to see him maybe already used to this and try to dominate a little bit more.
It is good to get the second style.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah. In a row. Especially when you're warmed up and the other person is, he's fully recovered, but now he's just got a little bit more experience. Smothering. Costa making sure that he doesn't get any extra shot, take any extra shots. Gotta be smart.
Risky way to fight,
yeah,
lying up all the time.
Very risky, very risky. But he won the last round, and so maybe he feels really confident with that. His opponent is coming in straight. You can tell Costa's trying to line up that 1-2 right down the middle. If he's able to do that in this last round of the middle rounds, that's going to put that's going to take away all of Phoenix's hard work they've been doing all the middle rounds and put them back at a deficit. They can go from a 2-point deficit to a 6-point deficit with one punch.
As it stands now, if this goes the distance, it's been a stellar middle rounds performance by Phoenix to stay in this match.
Yeah.
And get close. But Phoenix actually won the middle stanza, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, they were able to come back, make it very competitive. Coach Sonny made a really good decision to fight his fighters and make sure they can get that experience, because nothing like training for a whole training camp and then you get ready to get the fight and all of a sudden you can't fight. But let's watch this. That's 2 in a row.
All right, so LA will maintain a margin, but it's still manageable for Phoenix. So LA gets and stays a little bit ahead. And, what about Phoenix now? We have the money rounds. The dice are going to be rolling in that next segment.
They thought most people thought that Phoenix was just getting, they were a new team. They were not going to be as competitive, but we see right now that they deserve to be in Team Combat League. And Coach Sonny has coached those fighters to do exactly what they need to do, and they are still in the fight. We have to watch the money rounds to see who's going to win.
6 fights to go. How many points can be picked up? What will one big knockout do? That's what we're going to find out when we come back to the money rounds. But LA did well to start with. Great middle rounds for Phoenix. Time for the money. The money rounds coming up, and they matter. 115 to 112. Hey, you can cut the tension with a knife, no matter where you are.
They've always mattered. The money rounds have always mattered. Phoenix has put themselves back in position to where they can pull this win out. And what a statement that would be. Their first inaugural fight and their first win, all historically in one night.
And imagine if a couple of those early ones that we thought were very close had gone the other way. So now you're at 3 points, manageable, as we head to the money rounds. Going to be very interesting to see how Phoenix approaches this and if they're able to get over the top. Well, what about it, Bubba? What's happening down there at ringside?
Well, just like in Hollywood, we got celebrities everywhere. You guys saw Omar earlier. We got another celebrity with us here today. We got MJ. She's going to tell us what she's got going on and how she feels about TCL boxing. MJ, what you got going on?
First of all, tonight is so inspiring.
Yeah.
I married a man named Fight. So this is fight night, it's date night, it's cracking, it's very inspiring to be around so many powerful people. And it
the
is
women
it's
are
savage, absolutely, and a woman judge. I peeped here, which is also very amazing in this world. I got some projects that I wish I could talk about, but I can tease you about.
Okay, tell us about it a little bit.
So you know me these days from Traders, which is an Emmy-winning show. I'm on Jeff Lewis Live, SiriusXM Radio. I am a real estate agent with the agency. I'm very, very proud of my hustle.
Right.
And a few things you'll be seeing soon. So I will tell you more next time.
Okay,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so what do you think about TCL in the Combat League? The fact that there's boxing teams. How do you feel about that?
I am here for it. I am here for it, and I can't wait to keep on coming and watching this whole thing pop and grow.
Awesome. What do you think about date night tonight with your girl?
This is, if I can have every date night like this, it'd be fantastic.
Awesome.
I think she could take a few of these broads, too.
Oh, yeah. There's some good fights tonight with the ladies. Well, back to you guys as we're here in Hollywood Live with all the celebrities.
And there's nothing like
Good
taking
job.
your date to the fights. Nothing like it.
Nothing. And I do want to comment. She couldn't fight. She couldn't be any of the Team Combat League females. I couldn't be any of the Team Combat League females. They're absolutely killer.
They have been prominent forces so far. So what are we going to see in the money rounds? The balance of nature. Money rounds. Take a look and see who we're going to witness over the last 6 fights. The countdown is here. They are thundering down the home stretch. Money, money, money. 115 to 112. Every fight matters, even more so now with 6 fights to go.
You know, I'm looking at this lineup, and I'm looking at this lineup, and I'm like, oh, Phoenix may pull this off.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be one of those 1-point victories. I feel that Coach Sonny has done exactly what he needed to do. He got the experience, and if they go home with a win, watch out. Phoenix is going to keep this train rolling.
Well, it was an excellent middle rounds display by Phoenix. Now let's get ready for the home stretch.
The money rounds.
Angel Munoz, Alan Medina. Munoz for the LA Elite.
Now, Medina just came off of beating Munoz earlier, and so that's a great way to start it off. And see, David, what's really integral and important about the money rounds is the fact that you get to pick what fighter you feel is going to bring home the win, maintain the win, or go out and go get it for you. And when you see fighters in the money round, they are the best representation of that team. And I can't say they went wrong with Alan Medina for Phoenix because he has been clutch, dominant.
And let's see if he can adjust. Both lefties here.
Angel Munoz swinging and miss.
Looking for that shot down the middle.
A nice inside game. I like those hooks. Alan Medina is being very, very poised. He is showing, he is a veteran beyond his years, beyond his record. Very smooth. And I do want to attribute some of his fight skills he was a Las Vegas hustler season 1. And he probably learned some of that from Coach David and Coach Dewey Cooper from season 1.
No doubt. Trying to turn it over here now. Different type of pressure in the money rounds, too, for the fighters.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to the long drive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What you don't want, if you have the win, if you have the lead, you do not want to be the fighter who gives that up. What you want to do is, if you have to lose, you don't want to lose more than you have to. You don't want to get that knockout, that all-coveted knockout. And if you're the one behind, that's what you're looking for.
And you've had maybe half an hour to an hour to think about it.
Yeah.
Which different fighters handle that different ways.
Some people, they shine under pressure. Some people, they smash under pressure. They fold under pressure.
The old statement about does pressure create character or does pressure reveal character?
Both. You're right. Absolutely both. Mouthpiece came out again.
Good shots here.
Angel Munoz is picking it up. He's making it very hard for the refs. I mean, not the refs, the judges to score this, which is what you want to do. And we'll see who's finishing strong. Wow. To the bell, to the second.
It's going to be a coin flip. I thought LA had the little edge there.
You think so? Well,
the coin flip, right?
The coin flip. I wouldn't lose sleep over either one won because I'd be like, I can see it.
That was tough to separate that.
Very, very tough. If Munoz is able to pull this off, that slows down the momentum of Phoenix.
There you go. You called that one.
Yep.
Now it's 2.
Yep.
Instead of 4.
Yep.
Very huge one for Phoenix. Now Diego Dominguez and Joseph Rivas. Dominguez won the first time.
Yes. Dominguez won the first one. And Joseph was a recipient of a lot of hooks. Is he able to, his hands are a little bit higher. He's not as aggressive. You can tell Coach Sonny had pulled him to the back, told him, hey, slow it down. We just need you to be competitive. Don't lose too many rounds. Don't lose. If you're gonna lose, just don't get knocked out. Oh, nice shot. Nice 1-2 down the middle.
Left hand here.
Listen, when you're an orthodox fighter and you're fighting a southpaw, the last thing you want to do is lean towards your right. As a southpaw fighter, if you start to see that tendency, that left hand needs to shoot right down the middle. That needs to be automatic. And vice versa when you're orthodox. Orthodox being your left leg being your lead leg, and southpaw being your right leg is your lead leg. Nice jab, nice movement. It's a different Joseph Rivas than last time. He was all walking through every punch. This time he's settling down.
He's adjusting.
Yes, he is. And listen, Coach Sonny wanted that. Rivas is an MMA fighter, and so they adjust on the fly. They're used to going 5-minute rounds with 4-ounce gloves, and they gotta defend takedowns. So the fact that he understands, like, all right, I need to use my hands a little bit more. I need to be a little more technical. It's showing right now. Oh, nice shoe shine.
Phoenix could make this 1 point.
They can.
If they can come up with this. LA trying to extend it back to 3.
Indeed, even though Dominguez is a traditional boxer, he did win that last round. Rivas is he's making it hard for the judges. With his activity. Yeah.
Right on top of each other.
Yeah. Dominguez is a little bit, if I had to give an edge, I would say Dominguez, he's a little bit more accurate. Joseph Rivas, what he needs to do is just take his time. Don't rush it, because Dominguez is looking for that, because you can say he's setting up the shots.
We're seeing a little urgency for Rivas.
Yeah.
It's hard not to put that into the equation.
Yeah, of course.
Nice
2.
To be composed, but if you're saying to yourself, I'm down a little, maybe I need this.
As you fight in Team Combat League history, again, we'll be here for 25 more weeks, all season long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here on the Merit TV. Once you start fighting in Team Combat League, and if you are unlucky enough to lose by 1 or 2 rounds because somebody didn't follow the plan, you'll understand immediately, I need to be a little more cautious. I need to listen to my coach.
These guys left it all out there.
Yeah, they did. Good fight. 2 of the hardest jobs in Team Combat League, Team Boxing League, is the ref and the judges. That was a lot of action.
Left it all out there.
Yeah.
On the right side, there's LA with a huge right hand, getting in by Dominguez. Rivas had his moments too.
Rivas was trying to make something happen out of nothing, and Dominguez took everything that Rivas gave him. If he gave him pressure, he was able to adapt to it. If he gave him an open check hook, he took advantage of that.
So Dominguez comes up with 2 wins tonight for LA.
Yeah.
And puts the lead back to 3 points.
Now, if this continues, we just saw this matchup, and if
Pure and Bradford.
Yeah, if Bradford does not learn, Pure can totally erase the lead for the LA Elite. And it seems like they just fought, but a long time ago, but it wasn't. It was right. It was like maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Toward the latter end of the middle round.
They're fully recovered.
All right, so
whoa, I like that.
Is power in the forecast? Is this a major variable? Because the way these guys are going at it, somebody could be dropped.
Yeah. Listen, if I'm LA, I am telling Bradford, stick and move and dance. But you don't. We got 3 rounds. Do not give it up. You have to be strategic. Lead 2.
Walked into a big shot.
He did.
From Pugh.
Pugh is very, very confident. You can tell in his face he's very confident. Coach Sun has probably talked to him, told him, let it happen. Don't force the knockout. Even if he can just cut the lead down to 1 more point, make it a 2-point fight, we still have 2 rounds left. We thought that, this is a second fight in our doubleheader, and honestly, I thought that the Las Vegas versus Miami was going to be a closer match, and I thought maybe that Phoenix versus LA was going to be a little bit wider margin, but it's reversed.
It's reversed. Phoenix doing extremely well in its debut. And what were the key points of that? Unlike other fights, no knockout victims.
Yeah, none.
Despite the slow start.
Yeah.
Then a rally in the middle rounds.
I think we get a victim to seeing such action like we did in the first matchup against Miami versus Las Vegas. But this is just as exciting because there's a story being told. Each round is another chapter, and I can't wait to get to the final chapter.
There's real tension here.
Yeah, there is.
It's close, and the athletes know. If you're Phoenix, you're thinking we're close, and we could have had those earlier calls. Maybe we belong here. We could take it.
Now listen, both of these teams are in the West Division with Las Vegas, right? And so there's got to be 8 teams that make it. 4 teams got to be dropped. So if Phoenix is able to get a win on top of LA, that's going to help push their playoff possibilities.
So Pugh is applying the pressure.
If I were Pugh, I would jab a little bit more. I wouldn't rely on just walking in. The fact that Bradford isn't going to give him any issue walking, he's just going to allow him to walk in. I would use my jab a little bit more if I was Pugh. And the more he fights, whoa!
That's a great finish for Pugh.
Yeah.
That might convince the judges to give it to him.
Yeah.
It's always great to finish like that.
Yeah. Hopefully we're able to see that amazing end.
Judge, this is my closing argument.
Yeah. And I'm just being honest. I think Pugh did. I think he dominated from the beginning. The beginning round, the beginning of the bell to the end of the bell. So. And so, David, here we are. 2 rounds, a 2-point win.
1 big shot.
Now listen, even if the next round is only won by a 10-9, that means the money round, the last round, still has an effect on the outcome.
We've got 3 fights to go and a 2-point margin.
Yes.
right, so here we go. The countdown, 3 to go. Jose Rodriguez, Abel Mendoza.
Now, Abel would use a different tactic. He used the sit back and attack in the corner tactic, which we didn't really think would be a something that was widely used, but he was able to use it effectively. And I think Rodriguez has anticipated that, and I think maybe he's changed his game up. He understands that Mendoza is going to walk himself and back to the corner.
Comes the pressure there from Rodriguez.
And look, Abel Mendoza is probably one of the most experienced fighters in that ring tonight. He's got over 40 fights, 40 victories. He's got a win over Lamont Roach in the amateurs. He's been in there with some elite people.
Trying to overcome a height and reach disadvantage now.
Punches and bunches.
Again, back to the corner, which did serve him okay.
It did.
First time.
And you know what? It seems to be working for him because Rodriguez isn't missing a lot. I mean, isn't hitting a lot. Able to use those ropes, almost Ali-esque with a rope-a-dope type of move. And then he's countering up and down the ring. So it seems to be working. This is the first time we've seen that work tonight. We talked about we don't want to be there except if you're making a miss, and that's what Abel's doing.
If you can make it look like you're toying with him.
Yeah.
And if you can explode off the ropes. Now, if you're fighting that type of style, you should back up, keep him on into your jab, make him commit to come out to you.
Yeah, I was just about to say Rodriguez would probably faint because Abel is timing his right hand and slipping right under that. Rodriguez needs to feint it and go, do something else. Change up the tempo on your punches. Stop leading with a jab. Just give him a straight two and don't put any power on it. Just go all speed. Be unpredictable. I think the reason why Abel is going back to that corner is because he can predict what Rodriguez is going to throw.
Couple jabs here from Rodriguez. Right hand by Mendoza. Rodriguez going low with the jab, trying to change the location, something you talked about.
Yeah. Now he's cutting the ring off, but I think Abel is wanting him to stay right there.
That time he cut the ring off and got there first with the jab.
Yeah.
So, the judges have a lot to think about in a short time.
Yeah. If Abel finishes strong,
Is it going to be 1 or 3? That's what's on the line here. They both did some things well.
They did. There Abel is making a miss and then countering,
Now, if this is what's in the judge's mind, he wins it.
Yep.
But
nice jab again. Nice fury of punches.
So he's been the best puncher off the ropes in this entire competition.
David, I want to see more of this round. I want to see more of this.
I think we will.
Yeah, I want to see more of them.
Judges did not reward the counter punching.
Yeah.
And they gave it to the guy on the outside who looked busy.
So what this changes for the next opponent is now I have to go for a knockout. Be mathematically, for my team to win, I have to go for a knockout. And I have to get the win. Because, really, he just has to get the win. But the final round
has to score.
Somebody's got to score a knockout.
Or a definitive knockdown for a tie.
And I think this is going to be an uphill battle for Conor. He is going against a Team Combat League veteran, and Christian really was able to diffuse Conor. Conor had great power. Great aggressiveness and great movement, but Christian was just a little bit more accurate. Look right now, no wasted movement.
And now he knows.
Yeah, and now he knows.
He's going to be more desperate.
Yeah. And he knows all he has to do is win. if he wins mathematically, there's no way for Phoenix to come back, even with a knockout. So all he's got to do is win. He doesn't have to win dramatically. He just got to win.
Now what about the pressure of the fighters watching the money rounds unfold?
Oh, yeah.
I'm up next. I'm up 2 from now. What does this mean?
Oh, if Mendoza would have won that last round, it's a totally different game for.
That was 1 point.
Yeah, it's a 1 point. And Christian, Christian has to go for something because you never know what's going to happen. You want to give as much buffer for that last round. And maybe Conor, maybe he doesn't have to try as hard, Coach Sonny and his team has done a great job of getting his Phoenix Fury, which he can say he's the first coach of the Phoenix Fury. He's got that team looking really, really good, and I can't wait to see more of them. Nice combo by Conor.
Conor coming in, doing some good work on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Eating some left hooks in return.
He's giving as good. He's giving as good as he's getting. I can tell Conor right now he's made some adjustments. I know when they go back to training, he's going to take all this data, all this information, and understand, all right, I've been there, I've done that. Now I'm ready to do even better in Team Combat League. I've got the pace down. I've been in the deep waters.
The next time you see him, it'll probably be a big improvement in his footwork.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good action all the way throughout this card.
And listen, if you're in the Phoenix area, if you're anywhere in America, Coach Sonny is still recruiting. He still needs team members. So if you want to be on Team Combat League, Team Boxing League, on Merit Network in front of 80 million people, 26 weeks, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, reach out teamcombatleague.com, figure out where Coach Sonny's training at, go down there and show him what you got.
5 seconds, two guys pouring their hearts out toward the finish line. They left nothing.
David, I want to say every round's been super competitive. I haven't just seen a super dominant. Even when Paige came back and won that round, that was still a close round without the knockdown.
Some good shots here from Noko. And Conor coming right back. His left hook.
Nice overhand. I like that. Was a sneaky overhand. Almost looked Triple G-esque. We hit him on top of the head with that. Wow, good job. Good job.
It was tight, but he landed some crisper, harder shots.
Yep.
So he's been a big guy tonight, a couple of wins.
Yeah, pivotal. Now with Angel, all he has to do is just not get, even if he gets knocked out right now, technically there's no way for Phoenix to win. So
if you're fighting for pride and bragging rights.
And which if I'm Angel is I don't want to take a loss. I don't want to get knocked out. Right. I don't want to get injured because I still want to be a part of my team the next week. So you got to be smart. Don't take any shots. Don't take any. Try not to get cut or anything because you still want to fight. You still want to participate in your team. It'd be like you catch the touchdown, but you showboat a little too much, and now you're out for the next 3 weeks. You know?
Don't want that.
No, you don't want to do that.
But it's not easy to balance the emotion and the common sense of what you're talking about with what the guys are feeling when they go in.
100%. These are fighters first. And the reason why they fight is because they have something to prove. And regardless of what we may think, you know what? Sometimes they're just going to drop their hands and say, let's go for it.
We might be keeping score.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not. If you get hit too hard, you're going to be like, oh no, I'm about to show you you're not going to get away with that. I like the way Lozano is pawing on that lead, almost a Lomachenko-esque pull that hook, that high guard down. You start to see a lot more of that. Since Lomachenko, David Benavidez uses that a lot. A lot of fighters use that a lot. The boxing is elevating. The evolution of boxing.
Teaching, good tacticians, some are throwbacks to other fighters.
Oh yeah. And the cool thing about today's boxing is you can record and watch it anytime. So you can look at something. You know, you don't have to have, I'm gonna date myself. You don't have to have the VCR or record. You know, you can get on YouTube, you can go back and look at a certain movement. Like, I'm gonna add that to my training, you know?
Or when promoters would call each other up and exchange tapes.
Oh yeah.
Send them through the mail. Yes, it's all evolved over the years.
I think that was one of the biggest things that made Mike Tyson who he was Gus D'Amato was supposed to have had one of the biggest collection of boxing on film.
From Bill Caton.
Yeah. So he understood technology and how it could advance fighters.
A lot of people would not remember about Tyson that the first move in many of his fights was a defensive one, the slipper shot.
Oh yeah.
Then he would launch it.
Oh yeah, he was one of the most defensive fighters ever. To be he's 5'10", 210, almost a cruiserweight-esque type of thing. And he was dominant because not only could he hit hard, but you couldn't hit him. Lozano is not Mike Tyson, but he is dominated in this, and he is clutch for his team.
All right, so they'll tap it up. Angel Lozano looked very strong. A lot of things too. The coaches can look at their team and say, hey, we're a little weak in these clutch spots down the stretch. You're going to learn a lot from this.
You know what? Hey, my hat goes off to the Phoenix and Coach Sonny. There is no loss. There's only lesson right here. And, you know, I know they're going to go back home, see what they need to improve on, see what they did good at. Because L.A. is no slouch. L.A. is in it. You know, they're in it to win it. I know Coach Manny is going to go back home.
Well, 173, 168, and LA got the lead early and held on. Phoenix made a big move in the middle rounds and threatened in the money rounds, but LA had the final gear when they needed to have it.
And listen, that score doesn't tell you. If you're just tuning in now, that score looks like it was a blowout. And David, we can both sit here and tell you, nope, it was not a blowout.
This was up for grabs.
Into the last 2 rounds, and we had to watch it to the last second. 26 weeks, 25 weeks, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here on Merit TV, Team Combat League, Team Boxing. Go to wherever you get your apps, download Merit TV Plus so you can watch and take Team Combat League with you on the go.
Fans like what they saw tonight.
Oh yeah, I think there was enough for everybody.
We saw some very good intensity. We saw some good boxing moves.
We
showed some wonderful technician skill.
Yes.
Stars of the night. Who were they?
And your winner by a score of 173 to 168, defending the home turf, the Los Angeles Elite!
Solid win for LA against a very game opponent.
I would now like to introduce your third star of the evening. From the Phoenix Fury, Paige Gilbert!
And knocked down the big victory in the middle round.
She started the momentum. She started the momentum to get them back into to make it competitive.
And your second star of the evening, from the LA Elite, Christian Tinoco!
Coach Manny Robles recognized real. He knows that Paige is a great.
And your first star of the evening, also from the LA Elite, Diego Dominguez!
2 wins.
And now, give it up for your fight of the night. It was round 4. Joseph Rivas and Diego Dominguez.
Not only was he smart, but he was a fighter tonight, yeah. Had Dominguez lost that fight, we might be congratulating the Phoenix on their first win.
Clutch. Team needed it.
Because what you don't want to do is give your opponent confidence.
We're here with the coach right now, getting a victory tonight. How do you feel about your victory? Hold on. Oh, they're coming back to me in a second. They feel me in. Stand by.
Bubba's already warmed up. Take it away, Bubba. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. We're here with the coach and the winning team tonight, LA Elite. How you feel about the victory? How you feel about your performance here at hometown?
Oh, man, I feel great, man. I'm proud of my team. First and foremost, thank God for everybody came out in one piece, right? We all get to go home. My kids are good. The Arizona team, I tip my head off to them, man. They came and they fought their hearts out tonight, man. Tip my head off to the coaches. They did a great job with the kids. I want the league to continue to grow as it has, man. It's not action-packed. Action-packed from the beginning to end, man. It's a lot of fun. Kids have fun. You know what I mean? Action-packed. I mean, what could go wrong?
With the crowd being at your back tonight, you guys being home, was there something that happened in the crowd or something that happened in the ring tonight that gave you guys the momentum? There was a shift that may have happened. Did you feel that?
No, it's all about momentum. Right. If you notice, this is all about momentum. If they get a couple wins, then they get the momentum, you know what I mean? So it's up to us to make sure that doesn't happen. Make sure it's up to us that, hey, it's one fight at a time. You know, one fight doesn't dictate the winner or the loser, so you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing until the very end, until it's over.
Absolutely. So we saw you had a great victory tonight. You got a good round. You got to showboat a little bit, show yourself tonight. How'd you feel about your victory? And what'd you feel after you've had the first round? What'd you feel that made your adjustments in the second round?
Man, I feel good, man. All glory to God. You know, without my team, nothing would be possible. So, I just want to say thank you to everybody. And the second round, the first round, it was kind of, I could have took him out, but, you know, I got too anxious, so I had to calm down a little bit, and that was it, man.
Okay, I will. It's your coach's birthday. Definitely got to wish him. Okay, and what'd you feel about tonight? You had a round of the night. You definitely had a fight of the night. You were the MVP of tonight. What'd you feel was the shift of your performance that may have got your team over the hump?
Oh man, I just fought my fight. Really, man. After that first round, I just turned the tables, fought my fight. He was a tough fight, but I knew how to fight him. I knew how to pick my shots, and I just got the win.
Was there anything that you saw in your opponent tonight that may have got you that win later in the fight that you didn't see earlier?
Oh, that first round when he started talking, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That just built me up. When I came that second round, I just knew what I had to do. Had to pick my shots, fight my fight, and win that round.
I got a question for you guys both. So, is there a team aspect? You know, with this being team boxing, is there an aspect of this that a lot of people that don't get to see that there is, like in boxing or NFL, NBA, the team aspect? Can you guys speak to that?
Number one is you get to be with other people that are not on your team but are on your team. Yeah. From other gyms, from other cities, countries, different styles, and you also learn off of them as well. So I'm thankful to be a part of that, especially with Coach Manny. He's a legendary trainer, so I appreciate him too.
And how do you feel about the team concept, having guys that back you, guys that are rooting for you, girls that want your back? How do you feel about the team concept?
Oh man, I feel great. You know what I mean? It's a great opportunity to fight against with these guys that have talent. With the legendary coach Manny Robles, it's an exciting opportunity, and I'm great to be a part of it.
Well, great performance tonight for you guys. Congratulations on your win, and we'll be seeing you guys for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we had a great victory tonight by you, and you had an amazing knockout, my man, with the ASU tattoos and all that. Listen, so your big punch tonight really put you guys back in the picture.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you feel about it? How was it landing, and how was the momentum afterwards?
I had to play it smart. So what I was doing, first of all, I was testing her out. I was seeing how she would react to the punch, because I kept throwing it, and I kept throwing it until I finally landed that one time. I kept throwing that punch, and I knew I was going to land it because I was testing her. I was tricking her into making me land that punch. And then when I landed it, whoa, it landed all right.
crowd went crazy. Everybody was jumping up. What'd you say to the owners over there? What'd you say to the crew?
So she wanted to, talk some smack on our team, and I won't allow that. So I had to point directly to her and said, "Be glad I'm not in your weight class."
That's awesome. And how'd you feel about your performance tonight? You had a great, right? And it was more of a fight than it was a boxing ring, and I'm sure you're used to that being a MMA guy, but how do you feel about the TCL tonight?
Oh, man, it's a hell of an experience for sure. I tried to implement my boxing in the second round. I think that's where I kind of messed up, because in the first round, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make him fight. And in the TCL ring, man, that's what we have to do. We have to fight. And I learned that in the first round. I should have did it in the second. We fell short a little bit, but I'll see him back home in AZ, man, and he's going to go night-night. So it's going to be awesome.
Every round feels like round 12. How do you guys feel about it, feeling that sprint of a race?
To be honest, I didn't get tired like I thought I was gonna be. I thought the energy was gonna be like, I was gonna freeze, but just so used to like my background and my, martial arts and stuff on the go pace. Yeah. And for those that know me, they see my fights back home, they know I'm just going and going and going. So it's nothing new. Now I know what to expect next time we're in here. More action, more punches, more violence, and that's what we're gonna bring.
And how you feel about this?
So I'm used to this because I was on last season, so I was used to it. I knew it was gonna happen. It's basically, from the bell and stopping at the bell. And I made sure that I was doing that. And the first round, I thought I won that first round, and I made sure I won that second round.
Well, there you have it from the girls yourself. Listen, we're here in LA, and we had a great performance tonight. Team Combat League, you got to see it. We're going back to you, AC.
Thanks, Bubba, the best dressed guy in Team Combat League. Bubba Jenkins.
I think Paige Gilbert has to come out of her shell.
You think so? She's a little shy in front of the microphone.
Yeah, that's right. A little charisma is good. You build on that charisma. She had a big moment that brought them back into the fight, and they almost pulled it off. They got very close to pulling the upset. And then LA coaches making that point.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't one big performance after Phoenix came back. It was fight by fight. If you would look at this and compare it with maybe a horse race, the horse didn't pull out, just kept answering every time that the answer needed to be there. And that's what they did. They went match for match after that early lead. Quite an interesting concept the way it played out in this one.
Crazy that it's the little things that matter, right? In success, it's always the little things, and I feel like that the LA Elite did exactly what they needed. They had the coaching of Manny Robles, who understood, like, hey, it doesn't matter. Our job is, once we get the momentum, to hang on to that momentum. Don't lose it. And that's exactly what they did. They did not lose it at one time. Close, but close doesn't get you there. It's a dollar short and a second short.
Well, it kind of shows you the edge of the early momentum in both fight cards that we have seen. The team that got out in front stayed out in front.
They did.
Well, you stay with us. We've got some more coming to put a capper on our night. It's been an interesting evening, and the LA team comes up with their win. We'll be back to talk with that more after this. right, we're back. Tim Smith Billboards, Climax Fire number 32. What about our fights of the night? What about our rewards of the night? That's quite a performance that we saw from a lot of people today.
That's our reward, watching those fights.
Let's go to the KO of the night. Paige Gilbert. Knockout of the night.
And if you listen to her interview, she set that up. That was strategy. She knew she was going to have a second round, and she gave her a look so she can get that knockout. She said it. She said, I was throwing that so she would. I'm forcing that, and I knew I was going to land that.
Yeah, and she kept going to the straight down the shot.
Yep.
And she ended up with a 10-8.
Yep.
With that. So she was a performer of the night, called the knockout of the night, but 10-8 for her with that. And basically, she was very charismatic, as was the entire Phoenix team.
Yes, they were. A very competitive team, very well coached. This time they came across a LA Elite team that was just a little bit better, just a little bit more prepared. But that's expected with the LA Elite working with Manny Robles. You expect that they're going to make sure that they do everything they need to do and win and don't leave anything on the table for interpretation.
All right, let's get our final thoughts of the night from Bubba as the crowd files out. Bubba, give us your final thoughts on the night, what you saw, what you experienced, and what it was like right down there at ringside tonight.
They're going to cue me in on what, though? What are they going to ask me? Go what?
Go ahead, Bubba. Final thoughts.
I don't know what to say. I can't hear the question. Oh. Yeah, so I'm just recapping the night. No, it's been an amazing night here in LA. There was an amazing showing by Las Vegas. They put out a stomping of a fire on top of that other team tonight. Listen, I even forgot their name because Las Vegas did such a great night. But listen, Phoenix came out being in a debut team and put on a show. Even though they were here and outmatched by Los Angeles with the Los Angeles crowd, I think they did an amazing job. And I think we had a great showing by all the teams tonight with the doubleheader. Listen, it's going to be an exciting season. It's going to be an exciting couple of weeks. You guys stay tuned every weekend on Merit TV. Back at you guys.
So the Miami Assassins, best shot tonight earlier on, and then the Phoenix team almost pulled off the upset and kind of served some notice that I think we're going to hear from them again in couple fights from now. It's going to be really interesting to see what they did. And I think that might be a very competitive West.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the West is super competitive. Listen, as I'm going through and I'm looking at the East Coast, the West Coast, the Texas division, I keep saying people are juggernauts. I keep saying that this person is good, this team is good. That's everybody across the board. And the reason why, Bubba forgot the name because he's super excited, but I'm watching it because these are my competition. This is my competition. I know I'm going to be facing these fighters later on down the road. If you tuned in today, you saw everything that Team Combat League is about. Adversity, coaching, skills, action, aggressiveness. It sounds almost cliche, I can use that word, but every round was a championship round. And both fights, super competitive down the road. Saw some super elite fighters fighting in front of us. And the fact that we had to watch all the way into the end, super amazing. Now, if you want to see this happen again, it's 25 more weeks left. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here on Merit TV. Team Combat League, Team Boxing here on Merit TV. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that we're here, and we get to fight in front of over 90 million homes. You get to see this sport in America. It's amazing.
Well, let's take a look at what's coming up right away over the next few days. You talked about all the weeks to come. We have a lot coming up. Starting Sunday, the Philadelphia Smoke against the New York City Attitude.
That's
good. And a 1-point win last week.
Yeah.
Then your team, the
your favorite team,
Snipe,
everyone's favorite team,
the Houston Hitmen. Then we have the Dallas Enforcers against the Boston Butchers. Las Vegas Hustle versus the Nashville Smash, and Miami is in
Nashville.
Competition again next week. We have bing, bing, bing come right at you with everything
Nonstop.
that you saw tonight.
There's no time to go and lick your wounds. They're going to get back to the training. They're going to go back to training, understand what they need to work on, and get back to it.
All right. Great to be with you. Looking forward to seeing what you do with your team next week then as the coach. So we've had a wonderful night for all the crew, all the fighters. We have just enjoyed you being with us here tonight for the Team Boxing League. For all of our great production people, for A.C. Bryant, this is Dave Bontempo saying so long, see you next time.